Good evening. My name is Chuck Liang. I am the Graduate Director for Computer Science at Hofstra University. Welcome to this webinar. In today's talk, I'd like to give you some information about our university, Hofstra University, and more specifically about our computer science department, about our faculties and their areas of expertise, the kind of courses we have, our labs and facilities, and what distinguishing features we have. That is to say, what characteristics of our department distinguishes us from other universities. And then I will talk more in detail about our Master of Science program, the admissions requirements, the application procedure, and the program of study, the courses that you will need to take in order to acquire the degree. I will also talk about our support for our students for finding employment in terms of our internship program and co-op program. Right, so Hofstra University is located just outside New York City. It's about 25 miles or 40 kilometers from Manhattan, which is a short train ride away. We are the largest private university on Long Island. We have about 11,000 students, 3,000 of whom are graduate, and more than 1,100 faculty members. We have a very beautiful suburban campus, as these small photographs show. We have been in the news lately. In fact, we have been in the news in each of the past three election cycles because we have hosted a major presidential debate between the final candidates in each of the past three presidential election years. We are one of the only universities in the New York area with a law school, business school, and a medical school. The university is rising in status, and its resources are growing. And I think this is an important point because many private universities in our area are actually struggling financially. Some have even closed their doors. But Hofstra is growing larger. It's adding new schools and new institutions. The medical school and the School of Engineering were both added in the past 5 years, approximately. The computer science department has been around for several decades. We've offered a master's level graduate program and undergraduate programs. We have numerous alumni. Many of them have become successful entrepreneurs, company executives. Many of them have given back to the university. The department is housed within the Fred DeMatteis School of Engineering and Applied Science. And this school was founded in fall of 2012, which was a major undertaking, a major investment for the university. And in 2016, the school was named for a major benefactor, Fred DeMatteis. So for us, for the computer science department and our students, all this means is that we will have more resources in terms of new labs, the renovation of existing facilities, a new building in the near future, and also new faculty, more faculty members who will be able to offer new courses, more areas of specialization. The School of Engineering Applied Science has an industrial advisory board. Now, previously, we were housed in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, but now we're in the School of Engineering, which is tasked with the job of producing and educating qualified professionals. So we have an industrial advisory board that reviews our curriculums. Another important advantage we've gained by joining the School of Engineering is that there's now a dedicated engineering co-op program, which allows students to work with one of our partner companies for a period of time. And I will talk about that in later parts of this presentation. So labs and facilities are great, resources are great, but by far our greatest resource are our faculty. So we have 10 full-time faculty, all holding PhDs, and all are dedicated to both research and teaching. And we really have searched all over the world for the most qualified faculty, not just based on their research, but also based on their commitment to excellence in teaching, because Hofstra is a primarily teaching university, and everyone must become a good teacher, must have the ability to teach well. So Our faculty have the following areas of expertise in security and privacy, software engineering and software management, data mining, computer vision, cognitive neuroscience and AI, programming languages, that's my field, biomedical engineering, computability theory, big data analytics, as well as computer architecture and high-performance computing. And our faculty numbers are also growing. 3 of these faculty members were added in the past 3 years. In addition to the full-time faculty members, we also have a number of adjunct faculty, and these people, most of these people are industry experts in a number of areas, additional areas which we're able to offer courses in, including embedded systems, mobile device programming, such as app development, game development, bioinformatics, computational finance, and database design. So we have I have some profiles of some of our faculty members. This is Professor Simona Doboli, who was formerly the department chair. Her research area is in computational intelligence. Basically, she studied cognitive models of the brain. Her research is funded by the National Science Foundation, and she is one of the leading authorities in her specific field of study. And one of her very impressive sounding recent projects has to do with neural cognitive models of idea generation. This is one of our younger professors, Assistant Professor Angeliki Zavo. She joined the department 2 years ago after getting her PhD from Columbia. Her research area is in network security and cloud security. And some of her recent works included helping to design a new computer science and cybersecurity major, aiming at a NSA certification. So this is something that our department is working on, first at the undergraduate level and soon at also at the graduate level, which is a NSA certified program in cybersecurity. This is another one of our professors. Professor Xiang Fu, whose area is in software security, system security, software analysis. So he has done work in malware analysis and malware tracing, which is a big data project because it involves registering every single machine instruction at the CPU level. And he teaches one of our most popular courses, which is called ethical hacking, and you can just imagine what that involves. In terms of our facilities, we have 5 labs for our students. There's a major instructional lab, a Linux lab for introductory and intermediate courses. There's a systems lab for advanced electives. This lab runs Windows. And then we have a computer architecture and embedded systems lab for more hardware-related courses. As you can see, some of the students in this picture are designing certain circuits here. And then we also have a gaming and graphics lab, which is equipped with very powerful NVIDIA graphics cards. And then we also have a research and innovation lab for students, and these labs are updated. The equipment is updated every 3 years. Our most advanced lab is a big data lab, which was set up when we joined the School of Engineering. It was part of it was funded by Hofstra, and part of it was funded by a New York State grant of $1 million. It has a capacity to hold 1,000 terabytes of data. So to give you an idea of how much data that is, if you can process 100 gigabytes of data per day, you will need 27 years to process 1,000 terabytes of data. And this lab is used for teaching and for research in data analytics and data integration, cloud computing, parallel computing, computational finance, as well as other subjects. Okay, so I have used this lab before to teach a class on parallel and distributed computing using frameworks such as Hadoop and also MPI, the message passing interface, which is the programming environment used on in the world's supercomputers. All right, so for the next few slides, I'd like to talk about some unique or distinguishing features of our program, some things that sets us apart from other universities. first of all, our program is oriented towards working professionals. Many universities that offers graduate programs in computer science are more research-oriented. Okay, their professors are mostly interested in only teaching PhD students who can help with their research, regardless of whether or not the courses they're teaching can actually help them in their jobs. Okay, most of our students, okay, come here with the intent of working in the high-tech industry or some other industry that requires high-tech. Right? And our curriculum is geared toward that. Now, we teach all the fundamental aspects of computer science as well, and some of our students do go on to PhD programs, but the main students that we attract are the professionally oriented students, and that's what we have tailored our program towards. Related to that, okay, many of our courses are on practical topics. All right, they're hands-on courses. For example, when we teach networking, we don't just teach from a textbook. Right, we allow students. We have a dedicated lab where students can experiment with network protocols on their own servers. As I've mentioned before, all of our faculty are dedicated to teaching. So most classes and labs are taught by full-time faculty. Okay, a small number of electives in specialized topics are taught by adjuncts who are industry experts. Okay, so you will not have teaching assistants, for example, teaching our classes for us, something which you will find in major research universities. And we've also been able to introduce many new classes regularly, such as in gaming, in web and mobile application development, network security, and data science. And students can work one-on-one in their area of interest with faculty in terms of independent study and in terms of research projects. That is something that we actually expect of all of our graduate students. Another distinguishing feature about us is our support for internships and for co-op programs within the industry. So we have within our department someone who can assist students with finding internships. Students who do internships during the academic semester have to actually receive a small amount of academic credit. Internships can also be done during the summer, and doing an internship should not affect your program of study. That is, you should still be able to graduate in the same amount of time. As I've mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, we also have something called a co-op program, and this is a more structured program. We have a growing list of partner companies, and as long as you are a good student with a 3.0 GPA, you will qualify to apply to for this program after 2 semesters. We have a dedicated co-op program coordinator who will look at your application and try to pair you with one of our partner companies. And if you are accepted by the partner company, you will go and work as a full-time paid employee for 6 months and then return to school to complete your degree. So this will add to the amount of time it will take to finish your degree, but this could be a very valuable option because it will give you a track into being hired by one of our partner companies and give you valuable work experience in the meantime. Okay, so we have many co-op partners, right, including many famous companies that everyone recognizes. Okay, some of these companies actually are funded by our alumni. For example, there's a company, a online advertisement company called CPXI. They're based in Manhattan. It's a company that's founded by someone who graduated from Hofstra around the year 2000, and the company have their headquarters in an office near Times Square. And the company's last time I checked, the company's worth about $500 million. Another distinguishing feature about our department is that many of our courses are offered online in the distance learning format. We regard ourselves as a pioneer in this regard in terms of offering computer science courses, including foundational computer science courses such as analysis of algorithm and programming language design in the distance learning format. Many of these DL courses also run for only 7 weeks instead of the full semester, which is 14 weeks. So you can take one after the other and finish 2 per semester. I should say that international students are required to take a number of in-class courses first before they can take distance learning programs. So you have the option of taking some distance learning courses and some courses in class in the traditional way. And in fact, our DL program has been ranked as 10th in the country in computer science. And the justification for this high ranking, according to the people who ranked us, was the qualifications of our faculty. That was our principal strength, the qualifications of our faculty. All right, so now some more specific information about our Master of Science program. We have a 30-credit program. That means 10 courses at 3 credits each, 3 of which are foundational courses in foundational computer science, analysis of algorithms, programming languages, and operating system design. And then at the end of your program of study, you're required to do either a 2-course thesis, which will take 2 semesters. Okay, this is a more traditional way to get a master's degree, to do a research thesis, or a 1-semester project, which is more popular, and the project usually involves the implementation of some system. So in addition to these 4 to 5 required courses, you can complete your degree with any set of electives offered by the computer science department. We do have 2 optional concentrations that are pre-designed with a number of courses that you can select from. It's not required that you choose one of these concentrations. You can choose any set of elective courses. But if you wish, you can have a concentration in web engineering by taking these sets of courses: mobile device programming, web app development, database design, and software project management. Or on cybersecurity, we're hoping to expand cybersecurity into a more robust program that's certified by the National Security Agency. Okay, and these are the courses that you will need to take for that. Here are some of our elective courses. Some of these are new, like computational finance, okay, data science, natural language processing, systems programming, software project management, network security, ethical hacking, and parallel and distributed computing. Now, some of these courses you may find in every master's level computer science program, but as I've said before, we design these courses when we introduce new courses based on the needs of our students. For example, our students have a need for computational finance, and we work hard to add that course to our curriculum. Okay. And as I said, at the end of your study, you actually have 3 options in terms of completing your degree. You can do a thesis, okay, or you can do a project, and the project can be in the form of an independent study. That will be this course called CSE 300, or you can choose to join some special topic that's offered by a particular professor, and do the project that this professor gives you. So this will give you the chance to work one-on-one with a faculty member in a very special area of computer science. So here are some sample student capstone projects. This was one of our, I would have to say, one of our best students. She works for a company that has a lot of defense contracts, and her project involves implementing an algorithm called the Kalman filter. So this is like an algorithm, but that basically is able to discern a pattern from data that contains a lot of noise. Okay, and this is used, as she explains, an application has been developed to simulate a radar system with the task of tracking maneuvering targets. So watch out. Well, not all our students work on projects that are that scary sounding. So this is another sample capstone project. This is on the science of online matchmaking, improving outcomes using internet-based metadata. Okay, so the purpose of this project is to develop a product that allows users to find matches solely based on their interests by gathering metadata on their existing blog. The application was implemented and tested using data from real Tumblr accounts. Right? So we really do have a very wide range of students in terms of their capabilities and their interests. All right, admission requirements. Of course, we require an undergraduate degree, a 4-year degree from an accredited institution. The degree does not have to be in computer science or engineering or math. It can be in any discipline, and I think that's an important point. So if you do not have a degree in that's closely related to computer science, it is still possible for you to get a computer science degree. We do nominally require a 3.0 GPA, but that is an approximate minimum. We also look at other factors such as the kind of courses you took, the kind of school you went to. So it's not necessary that you will be rejected absolutely if you have a less than 3.0 GPA. Also, we require the GRE exam. For example, if you have a very, very high GRE score, then we may overlook your GPA if it's below 3.0. In terms of the GRE, we do expect an average that's about 300, an average cumulative score of about 300. Okay, but again, we want to be flexible. We look at other factors. That's not an absolute cutoff. Okay, and in certain circumstances, we may give extensions to students so that they may actually take the GRE exam after they start attending classes. They can delay the taking of that exam for up to a year. And for students with really outstanding academic records, very high GPAs, we may choose to waive the GRE exam. That's at the discretion of the department. For international students, we require a TOEFL score of 80 or IELTS score of 6.5 or equivalent. We offer an English language program, ELP program, and it may be required for students with low TOEFL scores. Now, again, those cutoffs are not absolute. If you have a TOEFL score of slightly lower than 80, we may still accept you, but you will be required to enter and finish our English language program first before attending computer science classes. Now, as I said, your undergraduate major does not have to be in computer science, but if you do not have a computer science background, we do require you to finish some undergraduate level courses first, okay, including discrete mathematics and calculus, object-oriented programming, data structures and algorithms, and computer and architecture. Okay, so each of these topics, for example, object-oriented programming and data structures and algorithms, may not just be 2 courses, it may involve up to 3 courses. Okay, so depending on your specific background, you may need 2 to 3 semesters to complete all of the prerequisites for the master's program. However, for those classes for which you do have the prerequisites, okay, you can take some graduate classes right away. But these undergraduate prerequisites must be taken before completing 12 hours or 4 classes of graduate study. That means you can take up to 4 classes while you take these undergraduate level prerequisites. All right, so applying to Hofstra is a very easy process. If you are smart enough to study computer science, then you can certainly apply to Hofstra. It's extremely easy. Including for international students. I mention international students specifically because I've talked to many of our international students who have told me that before they applied, they thought that the application process was going to be extremely complicated and that there was going to be a lot of procedures and details that they have to manage themselves. Some of them have even paid other people large sums of money just to help them apply. But every one of these students have told me that actually the application process is extremely easy. All right, so every one of them has said that applying to Hofstra was much easier than they had originally thought. Okay, so the application process can be done online, of course, and once the application process is started, you will be informed of what's needed by our Office of Graduate Admission. Okay, so for international students, for example, we will give you detailed feedback regarding the visa application process, the I-20 process, and what you will need to, what kind of documents you will need to give us for us to issue the documents for which you can apply for a visa. Very important feature of our application process is that we have rolling admissions, which means there is no deadline. So as long as all the paperwork is done, you may register for the next semester's classes. So before you apply, you should have ready with you undergraduate transcripts, your undergraduate transcript. You can submit an unofficial transcript for initial screening, but before you're officially you officially are enrolled, you must supply us with a full undergraduate transcript that shows that you have completed a bachelor's degree. All right, so you can also apply before you finish your final semester. Of course, your GRE scores and your TOEFL or IELTS scores for international students. Okay, you should write a statement to tell us why you're interested in studying computer science. That will also allow us to examine your writing skills. If you have them, you can supply letters or recommendations, but these are optional. So this is a screenshot of our applications page. So you can see the URL is just hofstra.edu gradapply. And once you get to this page, you should click on the yellow link on the right-hand column, the top link that says Hofstra University Graduate Application. And then from there, it will tell you what you need to do. It's fairly self-explanatory, and anybody can do it. In terms of scholarships, we do have some scholarships that we can offer. We cannot offer very many full-ride scholarships, okay? But in fact, the university has placed a lot of emphasis in computer science and have more than doubled our allotment for student scholarships in the past year. Right? So scholarships will be allocated based on academic performance, with preference given to full-time students. In addition to these regular scholarships, there's also something called a Provost Scholarship that we can offer to truly outstanding students. And then there are also some limited numbers of graduate assistantships and lab assistantships and teaching assistantships, and also online on-campus jobs that graduate students are qualified to have. So in summary, I like to rhetorically answer two questions. Okay, first of all, why do you want to study computer science? And this is probably obvious already to most of us, but in case you're still not convinced, I will encourage you to go and do a search on the web for topics such as best degrees to get for high-paying jobs. And invariably, you will find statistics like this one. 650,000 new computer-related jobs are expected to be created in the U.S. by 2022, according to the U.S. Department of Labor. That's just an example. Of course, you can expect exciting and high-paying careers from areas that you will find that at least I think are enjoyable to work in. All right, many people in this world hate their jobs. People in high tech tend to like their jobs. Okay, you can do a web and mobile development. Okay, network security, big data analytics. Okay, and it does not take as long as it might take in other fields to get the skills to land a high-paying job. I mean, you can go to medical school for 4 years and then train as an intern for 4 or 5 more years, and then get an MD, and then you'll have a high-paying job. But it does not take that long to become educated in computer science, unless you want to get a PhD. That's a different issue. All right, so now, if you're convinced that it's a good idea to study computer science, then why study computer science at Hofstra University instead of somewhere else? Well, because, as I tried to emphasize, we have a practical and up-to-date curriculum geared towards the working professional. We have world-class faculty who are dedicated to both research and teaching. We have state-of-the-art facilities that are more than adequate for teaching you an up-to-date curriculum. Okay, we have distance learning classes to augment our traditional classrooms. Now, make no mistake, we believe in traditional forms of teaching, and all of our classes are taught in the regular classroom. Many of these classes are also offered online. You have access to numerous opportunities in the New York area. Also, very importantly, we offer assistantships with finding internships and co-op work experience programs with our partner companies in industry. All right, so that's the end of this presentation. If you have further questions, you are welcome to email me or call me, or if you're in the area, you're welcome to drop by and we can chat in person.